Hey guys, it's Alex.
Hey, it's Tim.
We're from firstshowing.net, as you know, and we just got out of Hall H on the first day here at Comic-Con Thursday, and we're obviously a little tired already, but we wanted to record a video blog because the big presentation slash reveal today was for Ridley Scott's Prometheus, the quote-unquote alien prequel, sort of, but not really, but sort of its own thing. New sci-fi project. The first sci-fi Ridley has done in I think over 28 years since Blade Runner. While, and this was the first time anyone has seen any footage. We literally just posted the first photo anyone has ever seen from the movie besides the leaked set photos a couple hours ago. And the footage they showed was not necessarily, to explain, was not necessarily a trailer, was not necessarily a scene. What they did is it started out sort of almost like a retrospective on Ridley Scott, and then went through almost like a featurette. It included little interview segments with Ridley Scott, showed behind the scenes of them shooting on sets, showed some footage, showed all of that. But suffice it to say, and to get into it, what we saw looked awesome. And what I need to say about that, because everyone is hesitant and unsure of whether or not Ridley Scott can bring it back to the alien roots, but he does, but also advances it in so many great ways. There were just He talked about so many interesting things in the featurette about what they've got in the world. I don't know, it just kicked ass. I mean, that's the basic way I can jump in. So go ahead. What did you think?
For me, Alien's one of my favorite films of all time, and just to hear that Ridley Scott's doing another sci-fi, I mean, we heard about this months ago, or probably over a year ago now. It blew my mind. But at the same time, I had to be a little reserved because people said the same thing about James Cameron, and we got Avatar, which I wasn't super hot on, but other people really dug. But Alien for me has always been about the simplicity, the mixing of the genres. You've got the horror and the sci-fi, and from what we saw today of Prometheus, at least, that looks like a similar feeling that they're going for, which I'm really just jazzed about.
I saw, just to go off of what you're saying, I saw a great tweet someone said it mixed like Blade Runner, Alien, and Mass Effect all in one.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Which is kind of, it's an interesting description, but it kind of works, which is, it's hard to imagine until you see it, but it was awesome to see what he's doing, how he's progressing his sci-fi in that way.
Yeah, the one thing they talked about during the panel, and I think we noted it in our coverage, they're really pushing more practical effects instead of all CGI, which obviously the first Alien is still terrifying, and there's no CGI in that thing. It's all model work. It's all just fantastic physical things that you can actually see and that see characters interact with. And we didn't see too much alien stuff inside this footage. There was some sort of creature, some sort of organism that was pulled out of like a container. That's all I really saw. It was
a lot of weird flashes and glimpses and things, but some of the stuff I remember is, tell me if I'm wrong, is there was a moment where I thought, Ridley Scott was speaking and he was talking about the size of their sets, and it showed this picture, and it looked like there were alien eggs there.
It almost
on the ground.
Or something very similar.
Yeah, something similar, but it was this huge set, and he was talking about how he has huge sets again, and it's just this very expansive, epic space sci-fi movie. That's the description, and it really is that way. I don't think we've seen a sci-fi this expansive in terms of the set, in terms of going to space, in quite a few years, actually.
Yeah, I mean, to bring up Avatar again, obviously those were expansive locations, but a lot of that was, all of it was pretty much fake, though. And it was all digitally created. This is like physical stuff. They showed, like we were saying in the feature, they showed like set photos and set or video, I guess. And it's huge. It's amazingly awesome stuff. And all we can hope now at this point, obviously, is that it comes together with the script and it works well. But I personally, from what the brief few shots that we saw of the actual footage, it's very exciting. I think it's going to be great.
One of the other things I want to mention, well, there were so many images that I wish I could pause and spend more time, focusing on because they were great to see. But one of them I remember was the three main characters of the movie are Charlize Theron, Noomi Rapace from The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and then Michael Fassbender. And as we know, Fassbender is an android. But there was a scene where, I think it was Charlize Theron, she was in like a spacesuit. Yeah. And that was like, seeing that reminded me instantly of Alien. And it was that kind of suit, that kind of like the way he does that kind of sci-fi. And then there was a shot of her like shooting a flamethrower. Or no, that was Noomi Rapace.
Yeah.
Noomi Rapace has red hair, which looked great.
Yep. Looks great.
But no, there were all these great images that really stood out to me when seeing this. And to also reference the first look photo we put out, which has a guy sort of floating in midair. Yeah. We also saw that, not the whole scene, but the shot of it play out, and it's like, I think he's standing, then it loses gravity. It's not something weird like that. We don't really know.
It looks, to bring back Alien, it looks almost like when the alien gets blown out of the back of the ship, like suddenly there was a suction, the loss of gravity or vacuum or something like that. A very exciting shot. In front, if you look at the screening, you can kind of tell that's what it looks like. I guess in hindsight now, but all in all, I'm
because we've seen it, but I don't know.
We've seen it. Yeah,
no one else knows the context.
All in all, I'm very, very optimistic about this. We got to wait over a year before it comes out, and I think it's gonna be well worth the wait. But,
I think this is couldn't have been a better first look for everyone. Couldn't have been a better reveal for a movie that everyone was probably, they won't admit this, but hesitant about. But I think a lot of us are now confident that or not confident, but like you said, optimistic that he may have pulled off an awesome sci-fi reminiscent of his early work.
I think for me, another reason why I'm really optimistic is his confidence about it. Like when they're talking about it, he seems 150% in control, and it almost looks like he's back in his element, which obviously we're hoping for in this situation.
To tag on that real quickly, they during the panel they live video or live satellite feed hooked in with Ridley because he was in Iceland shooting.
Iceland,
and that was during his talks. There was a moment where he said, "This is one of the best films, the best experiences I've had working on a film in years." And it's when you think about Robin Hood, and I don't remember. As far as I recall, there were a lot of instances where he was dealing with a lot of crap on that film.
Yeah.
But I feel like you said, he's just in control and loving working on this, which is great to hear because I keep bringing up the quote he mentioned years ago about how sci-fi is as dead as westerns.
Yeah.
So to me, it's great to see a guy who said that come around and be this in love with making another sci-fi movie.
And then the one last thing I want to bring up is too when they show the title at the end, how it was done in the same way that the Alien title is, which for me was a little like nod, and I loved it. But it started with symbols and then it spells Prometheus. So all in all, I'm just really stoked to see what happens.
I wish we could show it to you guys. I don't think they're going to release this. I think it was made just for Comic-Con, but I'm sure we'll see a teaser trailer sometime by the end of the year. So we'll keep you updated, and see you guys later from Comic-Con.
See ya.